Good morning. Today we're going to talk about propaganda. And propaganda is a tool that is used to create strong emotions or strong reactions in people. A lot of times it's synonymous with fake information or misleading information, but that is not always the case. All right. So first thing our task to do today is to learn about it and make sure that you're comfortable understanding the different types of propaganda and what propaganda looks like, because you are going to do a propaganda assignment next. So be sure that you complete the Edpuzzle video first. Then you're going to create your own piece of propaganda. All right, so propaganda is basically a poster or an image that has a message with it that's usually a relatively short message, but it is highly persuasive and it is trying to get people to do something. This one particularly was appealing to patriotism and support for America during a war, and is trying to convince young men to join the army for World War I. So notice that it's not a wordy thing. It says, I want you for the U.S. Army, nearest recruiting station. So its message is very quick and very much to the point. And people at that time in history would have looked at it, particularly younger men would have looked at it and said, he needs me. He needs me to help. So that's what that message is trying to convey. And of course, they're using Uncle Sam as a patriotic image. So your image has to fit your message. So this image was asking the average citizen to help the war efforts by buying bonds. Bonds are a financial investment, and when you buy them, you have a piece of paper that says it's worth something, plus it will earn interest over time, and that money is being used by the military, in this case, to help fund the war, so it pays for troops and equipment and things like that. So this particular poster is trying to get people to buy these bonds. It doesn't say buy bonds. Okay, what it says is stamp out the Kaiser. Okay, sorry, no relation. But this is Kaiser Wilhelm, and he was the German chancellor, and Germany was viewed as kind of an evil country because of the things that they had done. So you got Uncle Sam. You know it's Uncle Sam because he's got the red and white stripes here on his boot, and it says Third Liberty Loan. So he's saying that by buying bonds, that money will be used to get rid of this threat to the United States. And compare this message here. Look at the size of the foot compared to little Kaiser Wilhelm. It's saying that the United States is mighty, and we need your help with this might to stamp this out. And then here's your very specific message: buy U.S. government bonds. Now, what I'm asking you to do is make a propaganda poster or image of your own. It doesn't have to be a full-size poster. It can be just a standard 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. If you're an artist, you can draw the image yourself. If you're not, which I would not be, you can use an internet image. That's fine. But your image and your message goes on one slide or one Google page, whatever you want to put it on. You have to create the message. There's plenty of propaganda examples for you to look at on the internet, but do not copy one of those. How will I know? Because you must aim your propaganda at one of these groups here. All right. So if you say you want to choose a message and an image to try to persuade women to help the war effort, you might have to do a little bit of research. How could women help World War I or World War II for that matter? It doesn't matter. How could women help? Okay. In some cases, they might talk about gardening. In other words, women could help by growing some of their own food. That way, some already existing food supplies could be sent to the troops instead. So the women could use their gardens to feed their family. So you might do an image in a cornfield or a vegetable garden with a woman hoeing the garden. And your message would be help send food to troops by growing your own food for your family, something like that. So you could choose women. You could choose how children could help the war effort. And I'll give you a hint there. A lot of children helped with things like tin can drives, recycling drives to gather materials together that could be recycled to help the war effort. What about families who didn't have a soldier to send to the war effort? How could they help? And you can be creative here, but your message must be clear about what you want them to do. How could moms help the war effort? How could even pets help the war effort? Pets were used in World War I and in World War II. So you can research these a little bit and then make your image with your message. So no matter which of these you choose, your image, here's what I'm grading by. The image choice clearly fits one of those bullets. The image is clear, it's got no text on it, and it's school appropriate. In other words, it's got no text that was already created on there. And then you have a student created message that's persuasive and it clearly relates to the image. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions or need any help.